Okay, so for the first technique that we're going into is actually a Zone 1 retouch. Now I know this is super fundamental and foundational, but it's just crucial, especially when we think about building your book, like truly drilling down how we're gonna run our business behind the chair, right? Because of course we all want to do creative color. We want to do city beads, we want to do pastels, we want to do lots of balayage, dimensional, love all that stuff. But if we think about what's going to truly keep our books growing and fat and consistent, it's going to be Zone 1 retouches on gray hair clients. And those gray hair clients have probably had many of Zone 1 retouches done in their lives. So they know when a stylist looks neat, clean, professional, and knows what the heck they're doing. So for the Zone 1 retouch, there's going to be 3 key factors we want to look out for. First, we want to make sure we're leaving room in between each subsection for the color to actually oxidize, right? So permanent color has to oxidize. To oxidize, we need oxygen. If all the subsections are all just crammed into each other, then we're going to have splotches, we're going to have uneven saturation, and the color's not going to be able to oxidize the way it should. Second key factor is we want everything to truly be on a diagonal back. So in the diagonal back subsection. Now what this is going to do is, we're putting a lot of color at these roots. What this is going to do is it's going to totally get rid of harsh lines of demarcation when it comes to the grow out process. So we want to keep all those lines on diagonal back subsections as we apply. So third key factor still goes hand in hand with the diagonal back. So if we're having each subsection on a diagonal back, what's going to happen is when we get around the hairline, right? When we get around the hairline, that's only going to give us one section to actually have to apply color at. So you're not going in versus if these were all horizontal, you're having to go in, that's at the hairline. That's at the hairline. That's at the hairline, if they're all horizontal subsections. If they're, again, diagonal back subsections, it's going to be diagonal back, not at the hairline yet. Diagonal back, still not at the hairline yet. Diagonal back, still not at the hairline yet, until you work your way up to the front. And then once you get to the very front, you just have this little piece, again, on that diagonal back, that you have to paint that's actually around the hairline. Make sense? Clean subsections will of course set us up for success, but it will also help keep us on that true diagonal back line within the subsections. So first thing is to outline the quadrant with the color. This again is all for neatness and to keep the flyaways at bay. Alright, so as we work our way down this front quadrant, every single subsection is going to be on a true diagonal back. Just a reminder, a Zone 1 should not extend past the first inch of regrowth. Once you exceed that first inch, the type of hair you are working on really does change. It is older, keratinized hair and has far less body heat. The next thing to be very aware of is your elevation. We want to ideally keep every subsection on a 45-degree angle to the head. This gives us a very clean surface to apply the color to. If you take the current subsection and smash it into the previous one, you are going to cause uneven saturation and squiggly lines of demarcation. After the color is on, we want to lay the hair down gently ensuring enough air for oxidation to take place. Okay, so now going into some body mechanic fundamentals. I like to call this one converge, pinch, pull. So you take the subsection, converge the hair, pinch the hair, then pull in towards you before flipping it. You see a lot of stylists out there trying to flip the hair while right next to the scalp. There's almost not enough leverage at that point. So converge the hair, pinch it, then pull or slide the hair in towards your body before flipping the hair over. Okay, so just another angle at what it looks like when you lay the hair down gently. Subsections almost look like flower petals, with plenty of room for oxidation. I like to paint on both sides of the subsection. This is just a personal preference, but I only recommend it for above the parietal ridge. We wanted to highlight again is that as you move towards the face, even though some sections are close to the hairline, really truly only one subsection will be right along the hairline. So finishing up above the parietal ridge, here is our last subsection, right against the hairline. Of course, always remember to check the client's face for any drips or smudges. Now for below the parietal ridge. We wanted to show that if you work in horizontals, you will end up with many points of contact right at the hairline. Working on diagonal back sections here again ensures that you pretty much will only have that final piece of hair that makes contact with the hairline. But wait, there's more! The last benefit for the guest in working in diagonals is their line of demarcation as their hair grows out. It will be much softer versus working in horizontal sections. Okay, very last thing again is to just check the guest's face, make sure there's no drips or smudges.